Well, today I'm going to speak to you about something very serious. As a divorce attorney, I wanted to speak to you about how not to get divorced. Let's get into it. Hi, igama lami AsandaNtini, and I make content on all things legal, lifestyle, and Christian faith. If you're new here, welcome. All right. So one of the things that I see almost every day is people coming into my offices inquiring about a divorce or inquiring about what are the steps that they need to take upon seeing that they must just uncouple as a couple. And craziest part is that they don't just wake up on random Monday and say they want a divorce, besides this one in a lifetime client that only got married for one day. That's a story for another day. But here's the thing. The reason why people always divorce is one, a build-up of many issues that have been in the relationship and ignored, and suddenly you have an outburst or you have a realization that I cannot handle this anymore. But one of the things or the main reasons, especially I see this with women, is that they usually make their whole character about being married. You are now known as Nkosikazi Asanda. You are now known as Asanda's wife and nothing else. And that becomes a problem because your person did not fall in love with Asanda's wife. Reason why I say this, you now take on the character of, as you were taught, more especially in African families, of you must take care of your husband. You must basically, as many say, you must slave around the house for your husband and make sure that you are available for bedtime athletics if and when he wants, besides you enjoying yourself in the relationship. So when that happens, you genuinely, with time of doing that over and over again, you are likely going to hate your spouse. You're likely going to hate the idea of being married when actually, in all actual fact, it was you. It was your doing and everything else. Anyways, yeah. So that is how I've actually, throughout the years, viewed marriages from a perspective of a divorce attorney. People that usually end up in my offices are people that have mostly lost themselves. The second types of people that end up in my offices are people that actually have the audacity of making their relationship a group project, whether it's a group project with their friends or a group project with their family. They make sure that everyone and their mother's chicken knows about their relationship problems, every tiny bit of them. Like a minor petty problem of your spouse not taking out the trash every other day becomes a thing that's spoken about in the group chat, and it becomes a thing that you are iffy about, and it becomes the character of your partner. Some would even call him Upin because you decided to make it a thing when it's something that you'll get past, but your people will not get past it. I'm making a very minor example on purpose because I don't want you to come out of this video of you thinking that I'm saying things like abuse should not be spoken about or reported or open up about, but there are certain things that should be resolved within the relationship, especially if you still want the relationship to go on. But if you want the relationship to end up in the offices of people like me, make it a community project. It's fine. I'll come in there and be the third party as well. The third thing that they do is not make sure that you take care of yourself. Your partner met you, you were an athletic, you were a reader, a writer, whatever it was that you are passionate about as an individual. You were that thing, you were that thing, you were that girl, and you decide, well, I no longer need to impress anyone. I have what I want, because in your head, your end goal was just to get married, forgetting that the marriage must continue. The marriage must continue and the fire must continue burning. So you forget that and you get shocked. You get shocked that, oh, okay, this is insane. This is wild. I've never seen anything like this before. So that's what happens. That is exactly what happens with a lot of people in relationships. And you get shocked that why did he end up going back to date someone who's a runner when I'm no longer a runner? Why did you stop being a runner? Why did you stop taking care of your body? Because that's what you know your partner likes. Why did you stop being that? Not just for your partner, but for yourself as well. Because most of the time, 90% of the time, after having come to my office, you go back and be that thing that you stopped being when you started being married because you let go of yourself. So, again, don't let go of yourself. The fifth thing that a lot of people do is not speak about finances. You don't speak about your financial issues, you don't speak about your inability to handle finances, and when it comes to doing big purchases, when it comes to, and you also don't speak about your expectations when it comes to finances. What do you expect your partner to do? What do you expect your partner to contribute? You don't speak about these things, but you have an expectation. And when that expectation is not met, it becomes a problem. And then obviously the other factor where when a partner loses a certain stream of income or an ability. And this happens 90% of the time with men that usually only get relationships by flexing their wealth or their money. The moment that the money is gone, obviously the partner will be gone. Like it's no brainer. So you got ngemali madoda. And women, if you like the person, I hope that it's not just the shallow reason of that they can take care of you. Yes, it's important, but it should not be the only factor. But if it's the main factor, obviously, if the money is no longer there, the relationship is likely to end. If the money was provided by the women as well, because these days women are now providers in relationships as well, and the money goes away, it becomes an issue. So make sure you speak about finances. If you see that you are actually about to go and hit a wall when it comes to your finances, speak about it early. And finally, one last thing, people don't speak. You guys only speak when the relationship is now in shambles, when you're trying to mediate, or when you decide, let's go try relationship therapy one last time. When was the last time you asked your partner, how are we? How is our relationship? Went out to dinner and spoke about yourselves instead of sharing current affairs, speaking about things that are happening around you, and just spoke about how is the health of your relationship. So the last thing that you need to do if you don't want to see me in a divorce consultation is to actually speak about your relationship, speak about your health, speak about the mental health of your relationship, and obviously speak about yourselves as well. But think about the well-being of the relationship. Ask every now and again, does the person still want to be in this relationship? Ask those questions. They are very important. With that said, I love you lots. Do consider this, especially now in the festive season when you are interacting with each other's families and all of that. So do that, and I will speak to you on my next video.